Welcome to part 3 of the code lab for this unicorn app build. In the previous part, we built up the navigation using navigation stack, and this is what it looks like. In this part, we're going to use navigation path to build up the navigation, so we can empty this part out, remove the state variable. Let's go ahead and create a new file and we'll call it engine.swift. So if we go to part 3, we have a struct for engine, and we have an extension with some sample engines. So we can take this engine class, engine struct, and use that. It just has a few samples which are initiated. And next we can create the struct for reactor. So go ahead and right click, say new file, reactor.swift, and we can use this class or this struct for reactor. Again, it's populating the reactor with the samples array with reactors. And now we have a list of engines and a list of reactors. So in the content view, we can go ahead and use this path variable to do the navigation. So it's a state variable, and inside the body we can create a navigation stack. Now this navigation stack is using the path state variable. So we bind to $path, and the trailing closure for navigation path has a list. So create a list with the trailing closure. Inside the list, we can create a section called engine list and a trailing closure. Inside the trailing closure for engines, we can have a for each loop with engines. Dot samples, engine dot samples with a trailing closure. Now inside the engine samples, for each loop we get an engine, and inside the loop we can have a navigation link with a trailing closure. And inside the navigation link we pass the value, which is the engine itself, and in the trailing closure for navigation link we create a vstack with the text for engine name and text for engine description, and we can just format it using secondary color. So now we have this vstack, and we can align it using leading as the modifier. So now we have this engine list. Of course, there's no navigation destination, So we can now create a navigation destination for engine. That's this section here. So under the list here, we create a navigation destination for engine, and this simply goes to the text containing the engine name. So here we have the navigation destination for engine. Now we can create a similar section for the reactors. So we could just create a reactor list, and in the reactor section, instead of engines, we pass in the reactor to the for each loop, and instead of the engine name, it displays the reactor name and description, and so we get this down here. Now we can have a navigation destination for the reactors as well. So let's create the navigation destination for reactor. So now we have navigation destination for engine and for reactor. So if we test that, it's refreshing. We can even run it in the simulator. So we have the engine list, and it navigates to each engine. And we have the reactor list, and it navigates to each reactor. So that's it for this part, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.